Well, hello YouTube and cutlerylover. If you're watching this, thank you. Well, for accepting the video as a response. Because this is pretty much a rip-off of what you just made. But anyway, but I don't need it to be a response to you because, you know, I'm hot stuff. I got, what is it, 67 subscribers? Oh, yeah. I don't need it. No. But anyway, in all seriousness here, thanks if you are putting this as a video response for your video, because I'm going to put it as a video response to you. And if you accept it, thank you. If you don't, but anyway, in seriousness, no. First of all, before I start this video, I just want to say thanks to cutlerylover. Anybody watching this, give that man a round of applause because, you know, give him applause. I'm one man clapping. What's the sound of one man clapping? That. Yeah. But thanks for everything you do with the knife community because, you know, my knowledge has really been expanding on knives through you. So thank you. And, you know, most of your knowledge, I mean, it's stuff I wouldn't be able to learn myself. You test the knives and bring them all into one place. So, you know, it's just great what you're doing anyway, thank you. But, so anyway, that out of the side, foot kissing. Come on, I can't even say it right. Foot kissing out of the way. On to the point of this video, which is the TSA allowing knives on the planes. Now, what do I think of this? I think it's great. Granted, some of the restrictions are dumb, but at least you can carry a knife on a plane. Will I ever do this? Probably not, because I've never flown in my life. Probably never will. If I can avoid an airplane, I will avoid an airplane. Because, A, I know I'm going to become airsick, or seasick, or car sick. The only reason why I don't become car sick is because I haven't thought about it yet. You're right. But, anyway, so, no, I don't plan on flying anytime soon, because I don't like the idea of flying. I don't like the idea of getting patted down. There's too much security for me. And not that it's not like, oh, I gotta sneak something past security, too much security. No, I just don't like the idea of it. But anyway, so I got the article up here, so I know what I'm talking about because, you know, I don't want to sound like a complete moron here. Even though I am a complete moron, I don't want to sound like one. So, but anyway, so the restrictions on the knives. There are restrictions. They're allowing knives like, you know, itsy bitsy, teensy weensy ones. And this is a sad classic. I've had pretty much my first knife, you know. I mean, it was like, I thought this was a tactical knife. Honestly, I remember talking to my brother, it's like, yeah, getting a pocket knife for Christmas is like a tactical. I was like, yeah, right. But, anyway, so the restrictions. Knives, the blade can only be 2.36 inches, or 6 centimeters, or shorter, and less than ½ an inch wide. Now, that's kind of weird, but hang on a second. It can't be a fixed blade, and it cannot lock. Razor blades and box cutters aren't permitted. And then, where was the other part? I gotta find it. Oh yeah. No molded grips. Alright, now that's kind of another weird point where we'll cover that in a second. But first of all, blade length. Pretty self-explanatory, you know. 2.36 inches. That means something like this is fine, blade length-wise, okay? And something like this is not. You know, this locks open, so automatically it's not, but I mean, still you can't carry this on an airplane. But, so, yeah, there's kind of a difference between blade shape, or size. Yeah, the blade size, it doesn't matter, it's the blade shape, you know, it's going to get you expelled. I'm surprised they didn't say Tanto points aren't allowed, because, you know, everybody freaks out over Tanto points, which I love Tantos. I like the look of them. I mean, just aesthetics-wise, you know, they look better, not that they look better than a nice, whatever it's called, but, oh, and this is, they're nicely oiled up, put a drop of oil in there, it's nice and buttery smooth. I mean, that is, like, ridiculous. Anyway, so, blade line, alright, that's taken care of, you know, piece of cake. Now, the little catch with this is your whip, okay, now that, okay, yeah, the whip, we're going to use the larger knife so you can see, the whip is that way. Now, something like a Spyderco knife, now watch cutlerylover's video. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're watching cutlerylover's video before you see this, so, you know, I don't even have to say that. But the whip, that way, it can't be more than ½ an inch, alright? Now, cutlerylover brought up an interesting point, and I never thought of this before, but, let's see, which blade was I looking at? Ouch. Can't open up the slip joint. Cutlerylover brought up an interesting point. Here's my Straight Imperial Stockman, cheap knife, but best to explain this on. Here's the blade, alright? Now, do you measure it, the blade, like, up to the point where it's sharpened, or would it be the tang? Because see, there's an area on the blade where it's not sharpened, but that's still technically part of the blade. So is that where you measure? Because if it is, you would be a lot wider than the actual blade. So, like cutlerylover was saying, bleh, I didn't even say that right. Like cutlerylover was saying. like he was saying, if someone's going to have a measuring tape there, measuring the blades, so, and where are they going to measure it at, how are they going to do it, you know, it's almost like well, like the Endura here, when they measure up and down or kind of at an angle to get the longest point, you know, it's, I don't know, you know, a lot of this is just kind of thrown out there. Alright, next point, can't be fixed. Duh, I mean, well not duh, but self-explanatory, can't have a fixed blade. It cannot lock into place, which this locks, and this does not. Alright, it doesn't lock, so that's fine. Something like this. Ow. Man, I just destroyed my nail. I did that at work today. I gotta cut my nails. Ow! You know when you get too long nails and you peel them back but they don't peel? That hurts. It feels like you're gonna snap your finger off. Alright, let's use my other hand for this. No locking blade. This is triple bladed, like cutlerylover was saying. I keep referencing him because, you know, he's the one that brought this to my attention, so thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. You want to be called a dude? You don't want to be called a dudette, so I'll call you dude. What else? I'll call you man. Thanks, man. That sounds better. But, well, I was just saying something. Oh, yeah, non-locking. Oh, he was saying that it doesn't, you know, and in the article here, they don't bring up any point about multi-bladed stuff. So, you know, but they do mention locking. Now, something like the CRKT Pizzoida, this locks, liner lock, so that's not right. Balisongs technically would be, I didn't bring down my Balisong. My proud possession is my safe queen in a box. But, it's technically a safe king. But, I say it's a king. So, that, technically butterfly knives could lock, not that they let you have one on an airplane. But, you know, if you get a little pocket, like a keychain butterfly knife, take the lock off it, which would be, like, you'd have to be an idiot to carry that around because that wouldn't be safe. But, or if you get a butterfly knife, that wouldn't lock. Alright, and now here's an interesting thing that I was thinking of. This is a Gerber artifact. Not that you can see it, because I'm wearing a black sweater, sort of. But now the Gerber artifact uses X-Acto knife blades, or number, is it number 11 or number 2? I don't know. Now, here's something interesting. I was measuring these. They, obviously they're, what do you call it? They're less than 2 and 6, no, 2 and 2.36, alright, inches long, obviously. And width-wise, they're less than half an inch. Now, the problem is, with the, I mean, and this does lock open here with that locking bar. Now, if you were to take the locking bar off, it wouldn't lock open. So, then you have the interesting point of, alright, is this considered, I'm glad I didn't just cut my finger off, but then you have the problem is this considered a razor blade? Now, looking up, doing a quick search on Wikipedia, you know, Wikipedia is right and everything. Razor blades are like what you use in shaving razors. Shaving razors, man. Shaving razors, like for your face, or, you know, straight, or like the folding razors. But this is considered like a hobby knife or like a sculpting knife or something. It's not technically considered a razor blade. And they say box cutters are not permitted. This technically isn't, I wouldn't consider it a box cutter. So, what about X-Acto knife blades? You know, if you did have something like this or something with interchangeable blades like that, is it still, you know, not permitted? Don't know. You know, some of the stuff is just up in the air. Why are they showing a dagger on here? Obviously, you're not going to be bringing a dagger. Alright, and now we come to the most interesting point about all this. You know, most of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. You know, length and, you know, no fixed stuff. Here's where the issue comes in. Molded handles. Now, molded handles, what does that mean? When I think of a molded handle, I think of something like the Endura. An FRN, reinforced fiberglass polymer doodad thingamabob. Or something like a Zytel on Tyolite. Gotta pop it open. Always got to on camera, you know. Too bad Nothing Fancy doesn't like this knife that much, but I do. If I can get it in my hand, I'm gonna drop it and kill myself. But, yeah, so I'd consider a handle like one of these to be molded, because obviously, you know, it's injected molded. And these knives, you know, these still aren't, they wouldn't be legal to bring on the plane, but just using them for the sake of, alright, it has this, because I don't have many knives. But, now, a non-molded handle would be like on the Pizzoid, this is metal, that's not molded. Or on my CRKT Ripple, this would be an aluminum, did that lock open? Yeah. It would be an aluminum, did that lock open, huh? This would be an aluminum handle, so that would be okay. If the rest of the knife was legal. Now, here's the interesting point. On this article here, they're showing a Swiss Army knife. Granted, it's a larger one, but who cares? Alright, now these handles, they're plastic. Yeah, like, listen to that sound. You can't hear it. I'm like tapping it. It's like, I can't hear it. But they're plastic. Or synthetic something. I'm gonna say plastic and someone's gonna, yeah. They're not plastic, they're actually whatever, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't care. They're some sort of plastic, you know. I'd say they're molded. On the picture here, they say it's okay. Now, okay, you know, I keep looking over because I'm referencing the pictures. They show like a bunch of, you know, Swiss Army type knives like that. Alright, well, maybe these would be, an exception. What about something like this? A classic slip joint type of knife. Now, this has molded handles. This is like some plastic injected blah 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 fake pearl. Alright, that's injected mold. Now, what if this knife was... Alright, let me try again. What if this knife was legal? I've been up since 4 this morning. That's why. What if, you know, I didn't measure the blade, but I'm guessing that would pretty much fall within parameters. I'm like, got a sword. Pretty much fall up in the parameters of being okay, or if you were to get a smaller sort of slip joint knife like this. What if you were to have one with molded handles like this, and have one with like a bone handle, or wood? Alright, you see kind of where I'm going with this? It could be the exact same model knife, let's say from Case or something, I don't know all their models, but if you had some tiny little Case knife with a molded handle, you know, an injection molded type scale, and you had one with wood or bone, would that one be, like if you had both of them in your, what do you call it, in your pockets, you empty it out, oh, that knife can't go on, but that knife can. That's an interesting point, because it's like, they're the identical knife, same thing, one's allowed, one's not, just because of the material the handle's made out of, okay? So that's my only, that's the only confusing part about this whole thing here. It's like, well, you know, it's kind of just left up in the air. It's like, we're going to take this law, write it down, throw it in the air, shoot it with a flamethrower, the ashes that come down, we will read them. Like a boss, right? Peace. So, anyway, that's kind of a little information on it, you know. Like I was saying, watch Cutlery Lover's video, a lot more informative than mine. I just kind of wanted to get it out there. And, yeah, so, have a good day if you fly. Probably never will fly in my life. I don't ever want to fly. The only time I want to fly is when I'm going up heaven. I won't even have to fly, because I'll be instantly up there. I won't even get to enjoy the trip. I won't even get to pass the moon and the stars and the sun and stuff. That's depressing. So does that make... Anyway. We're going down to the other place. Then you get to see everything. It'll probably drag you through the earth. That would hurt, going past all the rocks and stuff, but, you know, you're going to go straight up and down. Technically it is... We'll get into religion some other time, okay? But anyway, thanks for watching another installment of the Mr. Man Knife Don't Know What in the Heck He's Talking About show. And I'll see you next time on another exciting episode with Mr. Man J. Peace out there.